You're listening to Hey Pal, What's New with JohnAlex and Greg. Hey Pal, What's New is a product of Sack of Sin Entertainment. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all other social media platforms. Hey Pal, What's New can be found on Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and all other podcast locations. Or check us out at sackofsin.com or heypalwhatsnew.com. Warning, Hey Pal, What's New contains explicit content. JohnAlex and Greg are a pair of vulgar Gen Xers. If you are easily offended, please stop listening and go download a nice tame podcast like The Goop Podcast. You have been warned.
When you're sliding into first and you feel that big old burst, diarrhea, diarrhea. Hey, everybody. Guess what, fuckfaces? It's Hey Pal, What's New?
Yeah, we're late.
I'm Greg, and that's JohnAlex over there.
We're late. Fuck you.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Yeah, it's Free Fry Friday.
It's Freeform Friday?
No, Free Fry Friday.
Free Fry?
Yeah, if you use your McDonald's app and spend $1 or more, you can get a free medium fry on Fridays.
What? That's crazy.
That's great. I hate, can we just...
Happy birthday, Grimace.
Fuck you, Grimace, you fucking motherfucker. Here's my problem with that McDonald's app.
Okay.
You're only allowed to use one deal per order.
Yeah.
So when I go in and get like food for Xander and food for Mila and maybe something for myself, I have to place like 4 different orders.
Well, at least you go through the time of actually doing that.
Yeah, but you can, like, if you place an order on the app,
yeah,
and then try and place another order, it's like, please pick up your previous order before placing another order. So now I got to go into the kiosk. And
Come on, you don't do this. All
I
for
do.
the deals.
Dude,
do you just drive around in a circle in the drive-thru?
What did I get last night? I got
putting on a fake mustache, like I didn't order just 2 seconds ago.
I think I got a quarter pounder with cheese, a 10-piece nugget, a medium soda, a 20-piece nugget, a Happy Meal, a double cheeseburger, and a Sprite.
Ooh, the Sprite. It's spicy.
And I think the whole thing cost me like $12.
Nice.
Because it's like, oh, buy a double cheeseburger and get a free nuggets. And the $5 20-piece. And then there was a buy a quarter pounder with cheese and get a free 10-piece nugget. And it's like...
There is nothing better than the $5 20-piece.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. It's the fat kid in me. It's just like, oh, my God, $5. You get some buffalo and you get some ranch and you mix it all together and you just...
And that includes their rewards program. It's like you can't go, oh, let me use this deal for the $5 nugget and then let me use my, my reward points for being a fat fuck and use it to buy like a Big Mac.
What's
for
that
free.
place? I think it's in Vegas where you can't eat there unless you're over a certain amount of weight. They have like a scale in front of it.
Oh my, I don't know.
I think it's something in Vegas where it's like a burger. Yeah, I'm sure it's called like Fat Fuck Friday or something like that. But
Fat Boy Burger.
Yeah, but they literally have a scale that people like. I think you can't eat there unless you're over 300 pounds.
Shit,
or something like that. I'm getting there.
I'm getting there. Something to strive for. Maybe I'll put some rocks in my pocket.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, man, it's Friday night. We're here at the GBR Studios, and
whoop, whoop.
Everything is hunky dory here in the land. I'm looking at my beautiful black cat and my girl over there, and roaring fireplace.
Honky?
Yo, I'm
and my name's not Dory.
Sorry,
fucking Nemo. Marlin.
No, but yeah, man, everything's good in the hood, man. So we'll just start it off like we always do. What's new with you?
So much.
I only got a little, so you go first.
Well, let's see. I went on Saturday.
Yes, Saturday you did.
To the Metallica concert.
Yeah.
with Tolly of Tolly's Take.
Tolly's. Did you talk to Tolly about doing
I
Tolly's
did.
Take?
I even said to him, I was like, Justin, if you're more, because if we got to go to his house sometime, I want to do a show from his house.
Oh, yeah?
Because you go in his basement and he's got like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game, and he's got like collectible shit, and he's got a home theater that has like autographed posters and movie memorabilia and shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
All over the place. It's his basement is a fucking. I don't know. It's like
Neverland.
It's more than a man cave. Yeah. It's like I just want to go down there and be like, Justin, will you touch me?
I'll show him my butthole if we can go in there.
He can give me the Jesus juice. But I told him, I was like, even if you want to stand at the bar, yes, he's got a bar down there too.
Of course he does.
But he doesn't drink. So I think what is he? Is it 2 years sober? A year sober now?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he was talking about it online. He posted it, so I'm not outing some guy.
Yeah.
But I said, even if you stand behind the bar, set up your phone and like record yourself, I'll just cut you in and be like, well, we're gonna go over to Tolly for Tolly's Take on this week's movie. Bunk, and I'll just hit play.
If he sends us a video clip, we'll just pop him in. Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, he's down for it. We just got to get him on board, and so I mean, the Metallica concert. Look, I played it for you, and you could hear like. It's like when they didn't sound like they were in sync with each other, and I really attribute that to the fact that they're in the middle of like a 50-foot wide donut.
It's just ridiculous. Like at this point, I know that they've toured the last couple of tours in the round.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, but like this is just like all the pictures I've seen. Which, by the way, Jim from WXAX, I know we're gonna hang out tomorrow. I'm anxious to meet you. But I'm gonna call you out on those pictures you put online of like every picture was like Enter Sandman, sad but true. They all look the same. You could have put they played
their video towers just were a
I'm
different
walking
color.
I'm walking on sunshine. I wouldn't know. It's just a picture, but it's the same picture. But this one's in blue. This one's in yellow. This one's in gray. I was like, okay, it's not a video. But
No.
What's weird about it is, first of all, I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know why I'm talking all about this. But
I will say the MetLife sucks for concerts. I'm convinced now because it's so big, and I feel like the sound just goes right up the top and out.
Well, I mean, I don't think
it echoes.
I mean, I don't think it was really meant for that. I don't know, like back in the day. Oh, hold on there.
Back in the days when I was young.
You beat me to it.
Damn it, we're old. Back when there was the Meadowland, there was Giant Stadium, and then there was the Meadowlands.
Right.
So, Giant Stadium every once in a while had, like, you talked about The Cure and stuff like that. They would have those. But, like, the majority of the concerts, everybody went to the Meadowlands. And that was like a good-sized venue, like kind of like Madison Square Garden. It was indoors. It was this. But, like, I mean, they're Metallica, right? So they have to play freaking ridiculous dome, Yeah, I don't know. The reviews I heard were...
Yeah, they were off. I said it to you before. There was like, there's songs of Metallica when you hear there's like a drum filler in between things, and it's a very specific, I don't want to say rhythm, but very specific drum fill. And then you're waiting for that part in the song. It's like, that's not how it goes.
Yeah.
It's like, is this Metallica or a Metallica cover band?
Like we talked before we got on mic, I've grown to love Lars. I used to be like, oh my God, he would always do the hair thing. Like, fucking back in the day when I was young and shit.
And I played tennis.
Yeah, he used to drive me nuts. But now he's just like, he's older. He's just kind of chill back. He's like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm in Metallica. But like, he's never been Mr. Precision on the drums, so and people say, oh well, they are playing so far away, so I can't see the connection. They're probably disconnected, but if they don't have in-ear monitors at this point, I mean, come on, they could.
But also you got to realize, like, when you go see your typical arena show, the band is over there, so all their music is coming this way at you. In this place, the band is in the middle, so all their music is going out in every direction. So the music that goes out that way bounces back and comes this way, and vice versa. So it just it's hard to hear. I will ready. Remember the Opie and Anthony Traveling Virus tour? Which
Why, yes.
The anniversary of that was the day of this concert.
Ooh.
we thought we just won the fucking lottery because we got to go backstage and go up on stage.
Yep.
And I couldn't understand a fucking thing anybody was saying.
You couldn't hear shit.
And that's what this show was like. If it wasn't for the fact that I knew what song they were playing and knew it, same thing with Five Finger Death Punch. I love that band, but like, what do you call them? Butt rock?
Yeah,
they're butt rock. And they
you know, everybody who listens to them has tribal tattoos and you know.
They happily stayed non-political, none of that bullshit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like if I didn't know their songs, I'd have no idea what the fuck they were playing.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard clips from people posting them online. They sounded fine. Maybe it was just I don't know. I mean, the cool thing that I've heard and seen on video clips is that they have a band playing in the parking lot.
Yes, it was Overkill.
Yes.
And
freaking
like Justin and I said, Overkill sounded fucking better in the parking lot than Metallica did on stage.
Overkill is just one of those bands that's just like...
And we were off to the side of the stage. Because I guess they set up the stage and then they fenced in a section. And then once that section was filled with a certain number of people, they didn't let anybody else into that section.
Okay.
So then you had to stand off to the sides and not actually, side stage. But they were still fucking good, man.
Yeah, and then the day before, Prong played, which I was like, oh, damn. So that's cool. Like, they're giving bands, and it's not like... They're not like, oh, yeah, you go fucking play it. Like, they plan this stuff.
What was that other band that was on stage? It was like Ice Nine Kills?
Yes.
I don't fucking know them. And Justin said, he goes, fuck them. Put fucking Overkill on stage and put Ice Nine in the parking lot.
Well, believe it or not, I mean, I'm not particular a big fan of Ice Nine Kills. They're fucking huge, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all the goth people love that shit. Well, all their songs are based on horror movies.
Oh.
It's kind of corny, but at the same time, like, I could see why they're...
I might have to give them a shot now then. Fuck.
I don't know. We'll listen to some of it. I mean, I've listened to... It's okay.
It might be the topic of conversation on next week's episode.
Yes. We'll check into Ice Nine Kill. I mean, for their themes, and they're not... It's like horror movie rock, but not like cool like the Misfits. It's like, they have one of their videos, like the singer is dressed like the guy from American Psycho, and he's doing a thing like that, and they do... Their merchandise is freaking awesome. They're kind of like, Ghosts, but not as cool.
Okay.
But anyway, I digress. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. At least you went to go. Like, we talked before.
I called you, and you were, like, exhausted.
Oh.
I was like, Justin's other friend bailed out. You want a free ticket to the show? He couldn't get anybody, and I didn't want to start calling everybody I knew. It was like, I called you, and I told Kate, she was at the Yankees game. I was like, if you can get Christine to drop you off here and take Xander home with her.
Yeah.
And she's like, I drove. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, see, I totally, you'd gotten the call. We had played one of our, with the cover band with Split Decision, we played this, like, private party. It was, like, Vegas night. And it was one of those things where they said, well, as we talked about it on last week's episode, it was like, oh, well, do you want to play from, like, 7 to 11? We're like, no. But we said, we'll start. Like, we started maybe at, like, 8. We did, like, DJing in between, like, basically just hit shuffle on Spotify.
Sure.
So when we first started playing, the Vegas night was indoors, and we're outdoors. So, like, people would come out if they were, like, having a cigarette or whatever, and they'd be like, oh, wow, a band's playing, And there was maybe, like, 3 people outside at, like, 8 o'clock, 9. And we were like, and they were playing music inside.
Oh, man.
On, like, like a stereo. And we're like, why are we here? Why are we doing this? I mean, we're getting paid, but, like... But what happened was, and the cool thing was like, so we kept it slow. We didn't really push it. By, like, 10 o'clock, they did, like... for some reason, with the cover band, we always have a raffle. I don't know why. They finished the raffle, and then they closed out the Vegas night, and then everybody came out.
Okay.
So, about like 10 o'clock, there was like 200 people outside, or like 100 some odd people outside, and we were like, shit. Okay, then the rest of the night was great, but we finished at like 11:30. After we did play from like 8. We were like, okay. So I got home at like 1:30, and I did the old trope of, I was so tired, I came in, laid in bed, put my CPAP mask on, went to sleep, didn't put water in it.
Oh, God.
So for like 8 hours, of dry air just shooting up my nose, I was like... And that's after like 4 or 5 hours of singing. So I was done, and I felt like somebody hit me with a truck, and you're like, hey, we're going to Metallica. And I'm like, I really can't move. But we'll get to the TV part. Like, I caught up on a lot of TV while I was sitting there comatose.
Well, the only other things I did this week were we took Mila to visit SUNY Delhi.
Ooh.
Which I think my wife enjoyed it more because that's where she went to school.
Yeah. I saw the pictures that she put online. That's pretty cool.
We went to Brooks Barbecue in Oneonta, and
Barbecue.
they have since closed their dining room because they can't get wait staff.
It happens, man. Nobody
And
wants to
I had
work.
to drive my son to the airport today so he could go to Ireland with his girlfriend. And Mila keeps going, he's going to go to Ireland and he's going to come back married.
You think so? What's the over-under on that?
Well, let me see. I believe his girlfriend does have dual citizenship. So if they get married in Ireland, doesn't he automatically get dual citizenship? I mean, I have a microphone in front of me, and I've said this, so it must be true.
Yeah. Does he get to come home with a leprechaun?
I don't know, but, there goes my tax write-off.
Yeah,
And that's when the motherfucker stop paying rent.
Oh, shit.
The rent, that's when he moves upstate with his girlfriend, and, they get the special, campus housing for married couples.
Well, that's always when you get kicked out is when they start going, you got to pay rent. You're like, fuck this, I'm out.
And that's why my wife won't make the kids pay rent, because she's like, I don't want to give them a reason to leave.
So the man is off to Ireland. Where is he? Is
Kilkenny.
Kilkenny. Okay. All right. That's good times.
You have family out that way?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't either.
I have London. They're a good 5 hours away. It's like going to D.C. from friggin' London, but that's about it.
Oh, well.
All right. Well,
That's my week.
excellent. Well, yeah, mine was just pretty much recovering. I quit my job.
I heard.
I'm starting a new job.
Take this job and shove it.
No, they were really cool. I mean, they were really, really cool. But I got another offer from another company, like literally the week after I took this job.
Oh.
Like I took the job. I'll say it. I worked for WHUD and K104. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really cool. But at the same time, like a week later, this other company that I knew called me up and they were like, "Hey, we'll pay you double what these guys are paying. You can work from home." I was like, done.
So you left amicable.
Yeah.
No hard feelings.
No, not at all. And they even said, like, if it doesn't work out, get your ass back here. And I was like, I'm cool. He's like, and the CEO was just like, oh, don't worry about it. Don't feel bad about it. I was like, I got no shame.
You're like, yeah, this shit. He's like, don't worry about it. We get this all the time.
Yeah. It's a quick turn. But they were great. And now I got a nice 2 weeks off before I start my new job. And it's 100% remote. So
Yeah, I go back in 2 weeks, too.
Yeah. Everybody goes back in 2 weeks. My girl's going back in 2 weeks. So I think we're all got to potty before then. But other than that, yeah, that and the CPAP nightmare. It's just like I felt like I sucked off a Tuscan Raider.
Oh, well, hello.
Right in my mouth. So anyway, the Suns people. Yeah. So why don't we get to the
Not much.
John, you got any news?
Well, there is a strike going on, so there's really not much to do.
No.
No Roger, no rerun, no rent.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen. We are now streaming on a questionable. I signed up because under Restream, it was like, oh, you can stream to here now. It's new. And I'm like, oh, kick.com. So I just set it up today. Well, I don't even know if it's working, so we'll find out.
Kick.com. Now, it's not
Kick.com/hey, pal, what's new?
Is it KICK.com?
Yeah.
It's not like that stupid messaging app. KIK.
No, I don't think there's any. I was warned by someone that, it's notorious for having, just horrible people on it.
Like Twitter. Or
Yeah.
an X, whatever the fuck you call it now.
Fuck Twitter. What's Donald Trump's social media network?
Oh God, what
Telegram.
is it called? No, not Telegram.
You know what I'm talking. Truth Social.
X Hamster. I don't know.
Well, hello. Don't shit on X Hamster.
Nobody. You can't.
But let's go. Let's see. Oh, let's keep it related news. Metallica.
Yeah.
That concert. Their equipment trucks have on the way to their Canadian show. I think Montreal is where they're playing tonight.
Yes.
Just north of Lake George on I-87, the New York State Thruway, their equipment trucks had a accident.
Have you seen the video of the?
I have.
Oh, you know what? Clickbait motherfuckers too. Like it's just a Metallica crash, and I'm getting like Cliff Burton vibes. Like, oh my god, what happened? I clearly was like, well, their equipment truck went down. The band is fine.
Yeah,
their equipment is. I'm like, you double crossed me.
Well, and Justin totally sent me that one. Apparently, the quote that I'm seeing is yes, they rented equipment to replace the mostly lighting stuff that was damaged, so they're still playing tonight.
Oh yeah, they're not going to cancel that for some lights. Hey, maybe they'll actually play on a stage that's like normal.
Shit, please.
Yeah.
What else? We talked last week. I watched Twisted Metal. It apparently set the record for Peacock's most binged original series, which isn't really saying much.
I was just gonna say that's not really that.
I don't know that there's much on Peacock that you binge that isn't weekly.
Yeah.
I watched Star Trek on there. Strange New Worlds. That's not Peacock. That's Paramount Plus.
There's not much on the.
I think Poker Face was on. And that was a weekly.
Yeah.
Most of their original shows are weekly, not binging.
It's just NBC's. Every once in a while, and that's what all these streaming sites screw you with the screaming apps. But like, yeah, they'll be like, this particular movie that you really want to see is only going to be on Peacock, and you're like, God damn it! Now I have to like. I think they did that with Scream 6.
Thank God I had a bootleg.
Oh yeah, of course. I got to get into that, but I'm the one guy that would download something and freaking the FBI would show up.
Well, don't download child porn.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I mean, I know you're not looking at child porn, but you don't want to inadvertently click on something and be like, "Oh, let me." Anyway,
I don't want to be swatted. Is basically
you know what? Well, fuck those streaming services, because Disney, which owns Disney and for now ESPN and Disney, Hulu,
yes,
Disney is raising the monthly subscription price on Disney Plus and Hulu. And here's how they're trapping you. It's a trap. They're raising it from like $10.99 to $13.99.
Okay.
And Hulu from like $13.99 to $17.99 or something like that, or some weird.
Who is paying that?
But if you bundle the two of them together, it's $19.99 a month, saving you about $12 a month by bundling. So it's like whatever.
I mean, they have to start doing that with all these apps where it's just like, and there was rumors about it, but I can't really see it ever happening just because all this, like, I figured at this point the cable companies should just be like, hey man, here's all the apps, pick which ones you want, order it like a la carte, and you pay X amount. Because it's so funny, everybody gets these, well, we got all these apps because we're cutting the cord. It's like, you're paying $100 for the freaking Wi-Fi, and combining with all these apps, you're paying like another. You're paying
back
more.
to paying cable.
You're paying more.
Yes,
basically.
Well, and also like they did that. I don't know if you remember. There was all these different, like, when you bought movies to stream, it was like, oh, I bought movies so it's on Disney, and I bought other movies that are on, Vudu or Vudu or whatever the fuck. All these different online iTunes. I bought movies through iTunes. I bought movies through Google, through YouTube, through wherever. And I was like, I have all these movies in different places. And then one company came out called Movies Anywhere.
Yeah.
That lets you link all your movie like purchasing sites to one, and then you just load that app up and you're like, okay, I have access. And not only that, anything I've bought on iTunes, if I go on my Amazon account, I can watch them for free on Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, I think in this past month or so, I've been going through, with the change of job and everything. It's like I'm going through all these apps, and because I see it constantly. I get a notification. Like, most of my extracurricular stuff is through Cash App, so I get a text every time Cash, which is very funny because I have it in as Cash App tranny, because that's a transaction. So it's like Cash App tranny says.
Oh shit.
Hi, Daddy. So yeah, and all of a sudden I'll just get like, it took $7.99 out. They took $14.99 out. They took this out, and I'm like, what is all this stuff? And like, this one's on Roku. It's like so like, I'm getting to the point where I'm just taking all these sites and going like, okay, like, because we knew with Disney Plus, like when they first came out and it was $6.99, we're like, that's not gonna last.
Oh no.
And to be honest with Disney Plus, I mean, it's worth. Just for the back catalog alone, it's worth $13, $14 probably.
I was watching The Cat from Space.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you know that movie?
No.
Oh God.
I cannot say I have.
It's one of those. It's one of those like the Incredible Mr. Limpet movies.
Yeah.
Those old Disney Plus movies. Movies.
I think somebody has to come in and just, and it will eventually. Like, there's all these rumors
Packaging.
now of like Apple buying Disney, and eventually it's all going to be in one thing. I mean, I hope so, because it just gets confusing, and I'm like,
It does.
I went down the line of all my apps that the Hook and the Paramount Plus and all that stuff. Paying like $85 a month.
I don't want to give a free plug, but I will. Try Rocket Money. I used that app and like wound up canceling like over $100 a month in subscription things that I didn't even fucking use.
But I've tried to put my Cash App account into Rocket Money, and it won't. It won't.
Oh.
For some reason, it can't find it or whatever.
Fuckers.
And my
All right.
ADP too. So anyway, but I do like it. I've used it where it's like, here's all the bills that are coming out, but like, I don't know. I need to cancel a lot of stuff, or at least just go to the ad ones, because it's like, at this point, I'm like, all right, I'll watch an ad. What's the big deal? I'll go back.
Well,
to
yeah,
old
Kate and I were watching something. When we watched Twisted Metal, I don't have the ad-free version of Peacock.
Yeah.
So we're watching it, and then it's like, oh, commercial, and then the show,
Yeah.
and then commercial and show. And we're like, whatever, I don't give a shit.
That's when you go take a piss or freaking, whatever. But like at the same time, it's like, it doesn't really bother me that much. And the difference between, I think it's like, I forget if it's Disney, one of the apps where it's like, well, if you get ads, it's $7.99, and you get ad free, it's $15, like $14.99. It's like, I'll suck
deal
up
with
to
ads.
$7 and watch ads and stuff like that. And in essence, a lot of these streaming sites, I was listening to a thing today. A lot of these streaming sites want you to go to the ad one because they're making more money on the ad revenue.
Oh yeah.
So, people go like, I'm not going to pay for the ad-free shit. I'm going to go to freaking the ad-supported one and pay less. Good. Disney's making more money on the ad
Oh
ones.
hell yeah.
And same thing with the password sharing stuff where they're like, we're going
to crack down on the password sharing.
We're going to crack down on the password sharing, and then, Netflix is going to take a dive. Netflix made so much money from doing that. They made like $2 billion or something like that.
They increased the number of subscriptions like by the hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
Because people are like, oh, well, I guess the gravy train's over. I don't mind paying. I've been getting it for free for all these years by stealing my mom's password.
Yeah.
Well,
bunch of panicky Pete's.
I'm going to leave the other piece of news out. The last one, I don't know if you're familiar with actor and comedian Johnny Hardwick.
Johnny Hardwick.
No relation to Chris Hardwick.
Hardwick. Yeah.
He was the voice of the character Dale Gribble. Pocket Sand. The guy who wears like the sunglasses and the baseball cap as he stands. No, that's not him.
Oh, that's the other guy. Yeah,
That's the other guy. But Dale Gribble from King of the Hill, that actor who did his voice, has died.
Wow, that's a shame. I did when I shared it on my personal Facebook with this stream. I just put Pocket Sand.
That's right, Pocket Sand.
Pocket Sand.
And that's all I got.
Do it.
Why do I always go right to the blowjob?
John, you got any news?
Sometimes you got to go gawk, gawk, gawk.
So, yeah, some guy on Facebook, I'm not on Facebook, on Call of Duty was like, you suck my dick. And I'm like, the first 90% or the last 10%?
That is
He goes, what? And I go, never mind.
Ask the internet.
And that's another one I forgot to tell you about. Call of Duty keeps adding these characters.
Yes.
You know who's a new playable character?
I know they started adding
Snoop Dogg. I don't know who the other one there. Nicki Minaj is another one that's coming.
I will say,
Couldn't give a fuck.
I was playing some Red Dead today, and it's so much fun just freaking.
Oh yeah, Xander's probably on there right now. He plays on mine.
It's like, get some.
Get some.
You'd be chasing the guy, you're just like, oh, what's the matter? Come here, little man. Were you hiding behind the tree?
Wish I knew what you were talking about. I don't play. I got the game. I don't even play it.
Oh, the best is like, I'll sit there and, you go into these different towns and stuff like that, and there's always like a group or like a posse of sorts that'll just come in and just start shooting everybody. And so I'll go into the town, I climb up on the buildings, on the top of the building, and I just start chucking freaking dynamite. They're out there like, yeah, we're the wop, or they have one where it's like poison gas or just freaking a fire. Like I was telling Mom today, For all you Red Dead Redemption 2 fans, there's a town in there called Saint Denis, right? It's like a French Quarter kind of town.
Not Schmigadoon?
No, it's not Schmigadoon. And every time I go in there, and it makes
What's it called?
The town in Red Dead is called Saint Denis.
Saint Denis?
It looks like Denis, but it's Denis. Like,
Okay.
It's a French thing, right?
Saint Denis.
Yeah, Saint Denis.
Saint Denis.
Yeah, Saint Denis. I go in there every time I go in there, and I'm a 52-year-old man playing video games. It makes me cackle like a little girl. I go in, and I'm laughing now thinking about it. And there's a town square kind of thing as soon as you go in. And people who play this game will know. There's like, as soon as you go in, it's like right there. And you start, I'm on my horse. And there's a guy in the town square. He just plays trumpet. He's just like, he's like, and I always freaking either throw dynamite at him, light him on fire, chuck an axe into his head. And then, of course, the police come and they chase me down and I have to get out of town. But, like, every time I'm just in the distance. And I'm like, my daughter was there. I was like, Zoe, watch me freaking suffer this fool.
Well, that's like, I play,
And you just hear it.
when I'm playing Call of Duty and people are like, oh, fuck you, shut up, kid. I'm like, kid, dude, I'm old enough to be your dad. And he goes, no, my mom's 46 years old. And I was like, I'm 51. What's your mom's name? Maybe I fucked her. And the guy goes, oh, shit, seriously? I'm like, yeah, I'm 51. I was like, you ask why I camp in corners? I don't have the fucking reflexes you do. So I got to hide out and hopefully get a couple of kills.
Still one of my favorite TikTok. I know we're going down a rabbit hole.
That's
but like,
right.
One of my favorite TikToks is that little kid who freaking guy yells at me, he's like, yo, man, whatever, your dick's the size of a Tic Tac. He goes, yeah, that's why your mother's breast tastes so good. And his parents go, oh, shit.
That's why your mother's breath smells so good.
And then freaking the father just does a spit take and the mom, like, hits him. And he's just like, yo, that's why your mother's breast tastes so good.
Oh, my God. I used to say some pretty horrible things when I was playing, but my kids are like, Dad, you really shouldn't be saying that. Yeah. I'm like, what?
You don't want to get swatted.
Well, my
Remember
favorite when
that
people
show?
are like, fuck you, you faggot, suck my dick. And I just go, be the best you ever had, sweetheart. And they're like, oh, no, I fucking played that. I was like, come over here. Let me thuck that little cock.
Come here.
Let me thuck it with that glizzy.
Pull out the glizzy.
And then when they call you gay in that game, when the other players are like, you freaking faggot, you're gay. Sorry. And they say all this, you're like, and you just go, yeah, and?
Yeah.
So what? I like the dick.
How do you know that dick doesn't taste yummy?
That's
Joe
right.
Rogan says.
Tastes like bacon, I bet you. Try it sometime.
Tastes like a nice glizzy. Anyway,
Hey, I got, are you going to hit a button or am I going to hit a button?
What do you want to do next?
Now, hold on there 1 second.
Your
here, young
favorite.
fella. I was thinking about maybe the two of us get down in the old pickup truck corner and hit one of them movie plexes where we can go sit down and eat a tub of popcorn and check out some preview.
Yeah. Actually, when I left my company today, I sent them Mayor Bass and that, and I was like, well, if you ever need voice work.
That's right.
Those guys get, anyway, I don't know.
They do. They get big fucking money.
They do well. Anyway, so the trailers. We have a couple of trailers that you want to talk about. Which one do you want to, or we just want to talk about the one?
Well,
I know you want. There was the T-Rex one that looked really, really good. That we
dude, that
watched.
one, really quick. Oh my God, it's called Angel-Headed Hipster. It's like the 10th documentary I could find on Mark Bolan, the singer and lead man for T-Rex. The only thing I want to say about it is I can't wait to watch this movie because just watching the trailer gives me an appreciation for a band that I've always taken for granted. It's like, oh yeah, I know their songs. Oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And you don't think about it because he's one of those 70s rock stars who died at 29.
Yeah, and I think that what they had said in the trailer too was that T-Rex wasn't as popular in the U.S. as it was in Europe.
No, yes.
All the British guys were like T-Rex and Bowie were like the guys.
Yep.
And they actually show in the trailer the two of them jamming, Bowie
Yeah.
and T-Rex. So they're the ones that started the whole glam movement. And I mean, to be honest, I know that know what he died of.
Car accident.
Was it a car
Yeah,
accident?
he didn't even have a driver's license. I looked all this up too.
Oh,
he didn't
okay.
even have a driver's license, and he married this woman, and they went out for the night, and they were drinking, and then on their way home, they went over this bridge and then hit a pole and then hit a tree and died. He died. She was just injured, but he never got a driver's license because he was always afraid of dying in a car accident.
He don't even have his license, Lisa.
And guess what happened? He died in a car accident.
Oh, sweet irony.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. If you're out there, guys, if you listen to this, check out the trailer. It'll even just watching the trailer gives you more of an appreciation for T-Rex and what Mark.
For all you poser goth chicks that wore the T-Rex shirt and you don't even know, just watch that. You'll
Yeah.
get educated.
So, but there was
And I'm a poser goth girl because I don't really know that much about T-Rex.
there was another big horror movie trailer we watched before,
Yes,
and you
we
posted
did.
on the Facebook.
I did post it on the Facebook.
On the Facebooks.
Which I always tell people, if you want to know probably what we're going to talk about,
Go fuck yourself. Oh,
Yeah, that too. But then you want to go on to
reddit.com/r/trailers.
Yeah. Yeah. But there was one that I saw and I posted on the Facebook page. It was a movie, and I believe Seth I keep wanting to say Seth Green, but Seth Rogen and
Seth
and Evan what's his nuts?
Evan Peters. Yeah, that guy.
Peter North, yes. Yeah, it was Seth Rogen and Peter North. No, there's Evan Goldberg. They put out this movie. It came out in July, like late July. It's called Cobweb, and I never heard of it. And they were like, "Oh, it's coming out on digital today." And I was like, "Okay." And I checked out the trailer. Guys, if you're a horror fan, watch the trailer. The trailer is. It seems creepy as hell. It's not like it's not reinventing the wheel. It does have Homelander in it. The guy who plays Homelander from The Boys.
Yeah,
So-
Anthony Starr.
Yeah, Anthony Starr. Imagine him as your father.
No thanks.
Seems creepy.
Wow, just watch Banshee.
Yeah, seriously.
That show was so good.
Banshee.
Did you watch it?
No.
Oh,
My music was in a movie called Banshee, but it had exclamation points. Kind of like what we were talking about with Wham. It's not Wham. It's
Wham.
Wham!
so
As
it's not
Ryan
Banshee.
Reynolds would
It's
say.
Banshee.
Banshee! So, yeah. I mean, if you get a chance, watch it. It's. I'm going to watch it this weekend. I think Manal and I are going to watch it, and we're going to get our. We'll give our 2 cents next week. But yeah, that's really the only trailer I saw this week that I was like, why didn't I know this was in the theater and nobody talked about it? Now I could watch the whole movie and it could be a flaming turd, but it doesn't look like that. It looks like a good old fashioned creepy good time.
Yeah, I'm interested after watching that. I again wasn't even on my radar. I saw you had posted the thing, and I kind of like, all right, I'll check that out later.
Yeah,
Didn't really realize it was Anthony Starr, and it's creepy as fuck.
yeah.
I like creepy.
Oh yeah, it's all basically about this kid in the house with his parents. He's a only child, and he just keeps hearing knocks on his bedroom door.
On the wall.
On the wall. And his parents are basically like saying like
You're having
it's
bad
all
dreams.
yeah, you're having bad dreams. It's the monster under the bed. Everything's but then it looks like as it slowly goes out, it seems like the parents are involved. Or they're trying to like deflect it, and the kid's getting really messed up, and he's hearing these knocks, and you're like, "Oh boy, it's a little creepy." And just seeing Anthony Starr as like a freaking father, he's just because you could see in the trailer, in the beginning, he's not a baby. He's a maybe 7 or 8, maybe or
I think he's older than that, but yeah.
maybe even a little bit older. And he's screaming, "Dad, Mom, this, I hear the noise again," and stuff like that. And you can see Anthony Starr. Like, he has that Homelander face where he goes, "All right, this is just about enough. Could you please stop this?" And you're like, "Okay."
Don't laser the shit out of me.
As a 50-year-old man, I'm like, "Okay." Like, don't laser me, and don't jerk off on the top of a building.
No.
Yeah. So,
Superman loads, they'll cut you in half.
we all know about that.
Yeah, there was no other good trailers. I mean, there was like, more Ahsoka teasers and shit like that, but nothing.
Yeah, I mean...
They did mention Anakin in the latest Ahsoka teaser.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, what's his
They
name? The guy who
mentioned him or
died.
they
The guy
showed
who
him?
died. The actor who
Qui-Gon.
died.
No.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's, fighting with Ahsoka, and he's like, Anakin always spoke highly of you.
Yeah.
So.
I think Anakin's coming back. He's been confirmed that he is going to be in the show.
Oh. as Vader or as Anakin?
It could. They haven't
Like
said.
flashbacks as Anakin, or
The Anakin flashbacks, like in the one in Obi-Wan, was kind of like, ooh,
because he's so much older now.
Yeah, and he doesn't look bad. It's not like he's
Right.
like, yeah, I'm Anakin Skywalker. You know, it's not that bad. But
No.
like, you could definitely see like the lines in his. You're like, oh man, he aged.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the stress of everybody shitting on his performance as fucking Anakin.
oh, poor Anakin Skywalker. Just like time heals all wounds.
Yeah, Star Wars bought this house and that car
Yeah.
and that wife.
Everybody, that's the beauty of Star Wars is that everybody gets a redemption. Even Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Even Misa. Even Jar Jar got redeemed in the fact that the actor who played Jar Jar was in Mandalorian.
Right.
And he saved Baby Grogu and spoiler alert, but on something that's been out for over a year.
Where's the spoiler? I can't even find.
Yeah, that's about it.
Fuck off.
Exactly.
That's the I fucked up right there.
Yeah. So, not that much. I mean, obviously, we're supporting the SAG actor strike. So,
Yes.
I mean, there's really not that much to be talking about. So, we're going to have to reinvent ourselves a little bit.
Are we?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I did watch a movie.
Yeah, I mean, talk about movies. I mean, you tell me what you saw.
I watched Haunted Mansion. I don't know if I talked about this last week.
I think you briefly was like, yeah, I saw it.
I was all set yesterday, and just shit happened to go see the Last Voyage of the Demeter, that movie.
That looks amazing.
Because it was playing at 5 and 8 yesterday.
Ooh.
But I just never got there.
Yeah, it's been getting kind of mixed reviews.
Yeah, it's like 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, people are like, it looks really good, but at the same time, there's not enough Dracula, stuff like that. But it's just like, I'll still want. I don't know if I'll rush to the theater to see it, but
Well, now that I got the Regal Movie Pass, I can just go for free.
yeah, that's right. Listen, if you want to support this podcast, you better throw out some shekels so my boy and I can go see movies.
Or just come to the show tomorrow and buy a T-shirt.
Yes, we're gonna get to that.
I gave JB Tolly.
Tolly.
They also call him JB, which is not for jailbait. His middle name is Blaine, Justin Blaine Sesson.
It's not. Oh, I was gonna say giant balls, but that's
Giant
not,
balls.
that would be GB.
That's Jumbo Balls.
No, jumbo balls.
Jumbo
Thank
Ball
you.
Justin. And he told me the whole story of how he got the nickname Tolly. So
we really need to get a sound clip of somebody throwing coins into one of the baskets.
Oh yeah.
Like Totally saying.
ting, 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 ting.
With that one time we threw a whole bag of pretzels in one of those things.
I think I've told the story of living in Florida and driving up and down the East-West Expressway, taking the reject coins out of there because we had needed to buy beer money.
Oh yeah, good times indeed.
But what was it? Where was it? Oh, Haunted Mansion. And I'm talking about the new one, not the Eddie Murphy one.
Eddie Murphy.
And really, I mean, it wasn't much better.
It
wasn't bad, but it wasn't that good. And I mean, it's Rosario Dawson and Owen Wilson. Wow.
It's a haunted
You know why you were
person.
talking about Owen Wilson last week? Because of the Loki trailer.
Yes,
That's why.
he's awesome in that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta go back in time.
Gotta go
Wow.
back in time.
Don't get started with that. Yeah. I mean, you know what? Disney has
Wait for
been,
video on demand.
Yeah, Disney has been doing like the unnecessary remakes, live action
Yeah.
stuff where it's just like, hey kids, Little Mermaid. You're like, okay, I like
Why
the
did I
original
need it?
one, but we're the old people, and it's like, it's kind of like when I talk to people where it's, oh, what, I have to remake it, like people like our age, like, what, I have to remake it, it's perfect. It's like, for a kid our age, for kids that we have kids that are 18, right? Say they're 18 or 20.
Right.
So 2023, we want them to watch a movie that's like 40 years old.
Yeah.
That's like us in the 80s going
Watch Casablanca.
watching movies from the 40s. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like, why the fuck would we watch that? But
Yeah.
watch me do that simple math on my head.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. So I don't blame him, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, all right, you're gonna make another Haunted Mansion movie? Okay.
And it's like a retcon. It's just like, we're just doing a whole new, forget that other movie. This is it kind of got, the only thing that got me was I watched it with Xander and I'm like, dude, you don't get like half these references because I saw it was 9 years ago
Yeah.
was the last time we went to Disney, and Xander's 12 now.
Yes.
He was 3. He was 3 the last time we went to Disney.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember that.
Yeah. I mean, Disney will come out with this stuff, and it's very hit or miss, where it's like, for every Pirates of the Caribbean, you get a Haunted Mansion.
That's right.
Like what's next? Teacups, the movie. It's like, okay.
It's a Small World. I want to do an It's a Small World horror movie.
Yes. Like, remember that story? I think Kevin Smith talked about it years ago.
There's that movie that was filmed in the Disney parks after hours. It's a horror movie.
And there was a band called DAD, which meant Disneyland After Dark.
Yes.
Really bad. I think the bass player had like 2 strings on his guitar. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, I mean, there was a story that came out a while ago where it's horrible, but at the same time, it's kind of funny, where there was this guy that got stuck in a Small World. Like, the ride broke down, and he couldn't get it because he was physically handicapped. He couldn't get out of the so he was stuck in there with that song playing for like 3 hours.
Oh God,
that is the worst torture. And Ralph Garman from the Kevin Smith thing, Hollywood Babylon, he does the thing where it's like, it's a small world after. Ah! It's a small world. Could you imagine? I hate it when I went on it once.
Yeah.
Imagine getting stuck.
I mean, you have to go on it because
you have to.
I mean, I will say the thing is, for me and my family, anytime we've been to Disney, our first park is always Magic Kingdom.
It has to be.
And our first ride is always Haunted Mansion.
Really? See, I haven't been on Haunted Mansion since.
Without fail.
Really? We didn't even go.
We go in that front gate, hang a left, boom, Haunted Mansion. First ride, every time.
Wow. I remember it being really cool.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
And it's the nostalgia of it. It's like, you know what? That's our tradition. Our first ride, pop that Disney cherry, get on Haunted Mansion, and now, like, where do we want to go next? Where does everybody want to go?
Everything else is just fair game.
I can't wait. I kind of can't wait to go back with the kids because now it's like, oh, Manny and Anastasia can kind of go their own way because they're in their 20s and do their thing.
Yeah.
And, like, not that Mila has to hang out with us, but, like, Mila can maybe hang out with me and Kate and Xander, or all the kids can go off and do their own thing, and Kate and I can go do our own thing and meet up.
That was one of the cool things about taking my kids to Disney when they went with the cheerleading, because when we got there, it was just pretty much they went with their friends.
Yeah.
And as long as there was like one parent somewhere around, they were just like, I never saw my kids at the time. When they
don't
were
even need the parent. There's so much surveillance in Disney that if you lose your kid, they'll be like, hold on, let's track him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Life 360 their ass. But yeah, anyway, Haunted Mansion, that's a big boo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, movie-wise, I've been so out of the game. Today I watched The Poseidon Adventure. Not the remake one with freaking Close Encounters guy.
Okay.
We're talking old school. And I put it up on our Hey Pal, What's New TikTok. This was a movie that they've been showing it on HBO or some one of those channels like 100 times. But I was like, that was a movie where when I grew up as a kid, especially when we lived in Brooklyn, I lived downstairs. My grandmother.
Back in the days when I was young.
God damn it, we're
Okay.
old.
Yeah, you know.
I just wanted to push the button.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. We lived downstairs, and my grandmother Nanny lived upstairs, which is weird now because now I live in her old apartment.
Yes.
But anyway, every year that movie would come on regular TV, and we made it a point to go. Like, Nanny would be like, "Boys, the Poseidon Adventure is going to be on tonight," and we'd go upstairs. She had her little butterscotches, the shag rug on the floor,
God.
sat down and watched this movie. And I hadn't seen it in a long time, right? It came out in 1972.
Yeah.
So by the time I was able to watch it, and I was young too, it was like maybe 6, 7 years old. It was on TV at that point. First of all, you got Gene Hackman as the priest.
Yeah.
And he's always... Why is Gene Hackman always yelling? He's always yelling in every movie. It's great. There's him. Then there was Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka. He plays a character in there.
Yep.
Shelley Winters
Oh.
was his wife. Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka's wife. Red Buttons was in it. Ernest Borgnine, who...
My sisters? My 2 oldest sisters, we refer to them as the Borgnine twins.
Oh.
Because if you ever saw them, you'd get it.
Ah, gotcha. Now, Ernest Borgnine is in there, and I never realized watching it today that I forgot his wife in the movie. She was a total whore.
Oh.
She was a prostitute.
Oh.
He's just like, you don't do that anymore. Meanwhile, it's like she's like her freaking jugs are hanging out, and you're just like, wait, did Ernest Borgnine, like, I think his wife
As
died
a kid,
early.
you didn't get it, but
No.
now you're like, holy shit,
And
she's
he
a whore.
says something about, like, you don't do that anymore, and I'm just like, oh my God. And then there's the young girl, and there's this one kid. He's like freckle-faced kid. He's just, I just said he's a dick. Like, he's just a dick. And it's just such a, if you get a chance to watch it, if you've never seen it or you haven't seen it in a long time, it's a freaking classic. It's just, they're on this boat. The boat flips completely over, and they have to make their way from the top to the bottom of the boat, which is now the top.
Right.
And shenanigans ensue.
Excuse me.
It's just, I don't know. It's such a nostalgic trip.
Yeah.
And they did a remake with Richard Dreyfuss, and we don't touch that. That's like remaking Jaws for me. Poseidon Adventure is just a classic.
Well, you want to freak yourself out a little bit. Go on that Disney Plus and go watch The Black Hole.
Oh, I know.
It's so weird watching that shit.
I used to have the Maximilian doll, that one, and the other, the R2-D2 knockoff.
Well, two quick things. I watched, and I'm not going to go into it, but I finally realized I'd never actually watched. What the fuck? Why are there balloons going across? The fuck was that?
What the fuck?
That was weird.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I'd never really watched Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
No, you've never watched that movie?
Manny, I walked in, Manny was watching, and he goes, well, you've really never seen this, Dad? I'm like, no. And he goes, oh, fuck it. And it was like halfway through, and he restarted it.
Wow.
I was like, dude, you don't have to restart it. He goes, I don't fucking care. I'll watch this movie over and over again. I'll restart it.
The whole beginning with Meatloaf being the dad.
And Dio.
Yeah, and Dio's like the savior. Yeah.
I watched that, but I was so mad. This guy I know, Philip, who was one of the camp counselors at the camp I used to work at, he's got a podcast with about 3 listeners.
Nice.
He had a guest this week, and I was like, dude, what the fuck?
He got a guest?
He got a guest.
Who's the guest?
Ron Howard. Like, what the fuck?
Ron Howard.
Ron Howard,
Wow.
Wow. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, man.
We get Jeff Perlman on here, and nobody gives a shit. He gets
Ron Howard, and nobody even
nobody gives a shit over there either.
No, he posted the pictures online. I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe we'll get Ron Howard.
Yeah, I said to him, I was like, how do I get Ron Howard on mine? Give me pass his contact info over.
Could you imagine if the two of us actually met, like Ron Howard?
I don't know what I would say to him.
Like, what is, did you ever get to smell his, Fonzie's finger? Stuff like that. Just like, stuff like that. I don't know.
I don't know what I would say to Ron Howard.
Andy Griffith, is he a kid toucher?
Can you whistle the theme without laughing?
Don Nuts.
Don Nuts
is nuts. Are they as hairy as you?
What was Don Nuts like? And go. Everybody wants to know. I don't know why I'm making so much noise playing with my mic stand. I just thought that was ridiculous.
And I don't know why.
I will show you. And we used to call Philip Harry Potter because he fucking looks like Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
But yeah,
where the fuck are we?
We're on movie. Well, look, the only TV I want to talk about. Are you all up to date on Heels?
Yes.
So you saw today's episode, like last night's episode, when?
No, it's the latest episode is on tonight.
Oh,
at 10:00.
Oh,
maybe you watched it early on a demandy thing.
Yeah.
It's like I haven't.
So you saw Ace fall off the cliff?
Yes.
Okay. There's another episode I guess I've seen tonight.
Oh, you've seen the new one after that?
Yeah. Why does this fucking show always get me, man? There is one scene I'm gonna say that, like, let me see if I can find my little. Where the hell is it?
You could spoil it for me. It's not like.
So Ace, for everybody out there who doesn't watch the show, Ace is the brother. He fell off this cliff because he's like, I'm going on a camping trip. I'm going hiking.
I have to find myself.
And he's dumb as a box of rocks.
Oh, yeah.
He's your typical, like, that's like, oh, I was a jock in high school and everybody loved me, and now I don't know how to fucking live in the real world, and I still act like I'm still in high school. But he falls off that cliff, and then these people who are like rock climbing are coming down the freaking rock face where he is. He goes, oh, hey, help. And they're like, what the fuck? And he's like, can you just throw me down a rope? And they're like, we'll call an airlift, a helicopter. He goes, no, just get me a rope. I can climb. I can, get myself out. So he had sprained his ankle.
Yeah.
So then he's like, these girls bring him back. He's in his hotel and they got ice and they're like, just ice, blah, blah, blah. He goes, so you guys want to hang out? Maybe like, drink a couple beers and, get to know each other.
Party.
All of us. And they're like, dude, read the fucking room, okay? Yeah. They literally saw him read the fucking room, okay? So he goes to sleep and he has a dream, and it's like the girl who was the wrestler.
Yeah, the one that he was
when he was dating.
With, yeah, that's now the champion.
In a T-shirt with no bra and her nips are popping out, and she's like, oh, does that feel good? And he's like, oh, yeah. And she fucking twists his ankle and breaks his ankle, and then the guy whose leg he broke is like, oh, how's that feel? And he walks up, he's got the bone sticking out.
Ooh.
And then they're like, just keep going, and like they're yelling at him. And then his fucking dad is yelling at him, fucking face blown off on the side, all shit. And he's like yelling, he's having a nightmare. Dude, when they brought his dad into that nightmare, I was like, oh, that's fucked up.
Yes.
He's got like the blood and shit coming out of his mouth and flesh hanging down. And you can see like he shot himself and like stuff missing piece in the side of his face where it blew out.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah. That and it's been a good show. I totally forgot that the actor of Jack that plays Jack Spade was Arrow from Arrowverse.
Yeah.
See, I never got into the Arrowverse stuff.
Well, and also his brother, that's what is it, Steve Amell?
Yes.
And his brother's Robbie Amell, who was one of the characters originally on the Arrowverse shows on the Flash show.
Yeah.
The one who changed from like the doctor to the flamethrower guy, whatever.
Okay.
That's his brother, who's been in a bunch of shit, and they made a couple of movies together. Kind of independent films that they did a GoFundMe for, Kickstarter for, and shit, which was a really good sci-fi movie. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but you could fucking Google the shit out of that on IMDb.
Yeah. No, I totally forgot because I'm gonna do one of these. The character, whatever his name is, Stephen Amell. He was saying some stuff about the strike, and he got flamethrowed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was just like, this strike is stupid. We shouldn't do it. Blah blah blah. He's all pissed off because nobody's watching his show and he can't promote it.
Yeah.
So he started blowing it, and then like all the SAG people were like, shut your fucking mouth.
Yep.
And he had to go back on. I was like, I'm sorry.
Well, fucking Woody Harrelson got himself canceled.
Yeah.
You hear that one?
No.
Oh my god.
Was Woody a?
No. Well,
he's always been.
he posted a picture of himself hanging out with RFK Jr.'s wife with a hat, the RFK Jr. for president hat, and everybody's like, "Fuck it, get him out of here." RFK's a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. Woody just canceled himself.
Oh,
it's like you can't cancel Woody.
You can't.
No.
Woody is uncancelable.
Yeah, well, he got shit for coming out against Big Pharma.
Yeah.
Just smoke the weed, right? That's what Woody says. Yeah. Anyway, that's my movies and TV. That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, also with Minx, too. I've been watching Minx. I know you're not caught up. It's been good. I mean, it's, a lot of penises. Yeah. Not so many penises that much, though.
No.
There's actually some boobs in there, but, there's still some 70s bush, some penises. That's pretty much all I can say about it. It's just kind of going through the motions. I'm glad it's back. I love watching it, because, I mean, hey, I like 70s bush, but no, it's just, I've been watching it. It's okay.
You came from a 70s bush.
I sure did. I had to dig through those weeds like it was Nam. Hey, everybody.
Crawling through the grass.
Wow. Yeah, those 70s, man. Choosh. Manscaped. Yeah. Where's our sponsorship?
That's right.
God damn.
I used my Manscaped today to shave my face.
Oh, well, good for you. They do make a separate one now for your face, but why would you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I just do it when my freaking face hair starts to get long and you can't just use a razor, so I just use that first and then shave.
I can't wait to shave this freaking monotonous stuff off. Just we'll talk about SOSS 2.
Yes.
Gregory's going to have to get a haircut for that one. So,
oh boy.
Anywho, speaking of music. Yeah.
Now he just looks like a big fat ham. It's time for Greg's Music News.
Memories like the corner of my mind. What?
Oh. I tried
better.
to get that on mic.
You better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Let's see how it smells.
Yeah, man.
Cup of fart.
Oh, boy. A little flavor saver,
Minty.
as we used to call it.
What did she say?
Don't stink me out over there.
I'll aim it your way.
But listen, I'll retaliate.
Oh, you know what?
Today's episode of Hey Pal, What's New is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
So anyway, music-wise, a couple of things. Before I start rambling off all the new singles, and there is a ton. There's a ton of new singles, a ton of new music out there this week. I did post it on the Facebook page. Where is it? Hold on.
Can I help you, sir? Yes, what is this? Huh? This is whack. I can't get jiggy with this shit.
What?
I thought you were dead.
Hey, kids. Dokken has
Who?
a new song out.
Wait, that's my favorite kind of porn.
What, Dokken?
Oh, Doc. No, not Doc. My bad.
Wow, you got me on that one.
Foreskin, no
what are you-
foreskin.
I was like, wait, where's the connection here? They have a new album coming out. It hasn't, but they released a single on
Good
it.
for them.
Oh my god! I can't. Now, for some of my friends, they realize that for some reason I have this obsession with Dokken. Now,
Yeah.
Dokken back in the day was fine. They were great. Whatever. I liked George Lynch, whatever. Nowadays, poor Don Dokken. Everybody goofs on Vince that he can't sing. Don Dokken is like barely hanging on singing. He's
Oh,
just
boy.
singing like this. It's really just, and you're like, poor Don. I mean, the guy. I mean, I shouldn't say poor Don. He smokes fucking 500 Marlboros a day. So, but he isn't singing anymore. But he's still doing. They came out with a new video. I don't know why I get obsessed with this because the video is out. I even forget what the name of the song is, but go look it up on the Facebook page. It is like Don. They're at this house, and it's clearly like a set piece. Like not even
Oh,
like
yeah.
It's the '80s ones were better than this. Like he's sitting on this like set piece from like the Brady Bunch, and they're just wandering through the house, rocking like Dokken. And, he's just sitting there singing, and the guitar player is noodling and walking upstairs. You're like, what am I having, like, a fever dream? Like, what the hell is this shit? So,
It's so bad. I'm looking at it now.
oh, my God. Yeah, please, if you get a chance, go. It's just like, and just look at the comments. It looks like it was filmed with a BlackBerry. He sounds like he freaking sucked off Joe Camel. He sounds horrible, which, Tom Waits, it's acceptable.
Fugitive.
Don Dokken, not. But anyway, if you get a chance, go check that out. Anyway,
Jesus.
a lot of new music out there. We'll start with the singles. Olivia Rodrigo. You don't know any of the Olivia Rodrigo?
no.
Not usually. You would think like it's like a teeny bopper thing, but like she used to be. She did the typical. Used to be on a Disney show, kid show. Now
Britney
she's
Spears.
like a Britney Spears or what's it like a Zendaya or all that stuff. You're like,
Wait, Zendaya was. Oh, she was on a Disney show.
yeah. Well, what's her face? Camp Rock one. We talked about her album a couple of months ago where it was metal. Olivia Rodrigo has a new song out. It's called Bad Idea, right?
Wait, it's called Bad Idea or Bad Idea? Oh, Bad Idea, right.
Yeah. It's she hasn't put out new music in a while. Her first album that she put out called Sour.
Was all about her pussy. No, sorry.
The girl is young, for God's sakes. No, she's not
Somebody's
that
child.
No, she's got to be like in her 20s. But, normally you'd be like, okay, Disney star coming out with an album. It's really good. It's very guitar driven. She drops a couple F-bombs. She's, yeah, I know, Disney, right?
Next thing you know, she's going to be doing porn.
And I know, right? We all can't be like, for every Zendaya, there's the freaking other chick that does freaking OnlyFans. But, it's just like,
Freaky Friday? What's her name?
Lindsay Lohan
Lindsay Lohan.
is a fire crotch. She was just on that show,
Yeah.
Dark Side of the 2000s, whatever the fuck that show is
Yeah.
on Vice. But they had that guy. I totally forgot about that guy. He's hanging out with Paris Hilton. He goes, Lindsay Lohan is a fire crotch. And I'm like, she sure is, kids.
I
But
don't know what that means, Mom.
But we've done a couple of her songs. I mean, she's got a ton of hits. A lot of it's like people gush over Taylor Swift. I'm like, this is freaking Olivia Rodrigo. She's got guitars. She's rocking, man. She's really good. So I highly recommend that. Other than that, if we want to go down the butt rock, Daughtry has a song out. Is it Artificial? It's not bad. He's trying to go a less pop, more metal.
Okay.
You know, and he's a hell of a... fun fact for your knapsack, Doge, it's mine. He's a very good artist. Like, he did some Batman comics.
Oh.
Yeah, the Daughtry. He was on one of Kevin Smith's things, and he was talking all about his love of Batman and comics and all that shit. And I know Lisa from the cover band adores Daughtry. She sees them all the time. This song is heavy. It's pretty good. Almost, dare I say, almost blast beats at one point. For like 5 seconds, not even. Other than that, on the single side, our boys Respect the Neck, Old Corpse Grinder.
Yeah.
My boys Cannibal Corpse, they came out with a new song.
Saw that.
Summoned for Sacrifice.
It's Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
No.
I mean, when you got that thick neck, and, you know, I'll always give Cannibal Corpse credit because they have an album just called Kill, and then they have I Come Blood. I mean, who doesn't, you know, with a song like I Come Blood, you know, I think that was my wedding song. But anyway, I forget.
Jeez Louise.
So before I get into the full-length albums, which there wasn't really that much, we'll go through them quick. Public Image Limited.
My camera froze.
Oh, look at you. Hey, wake up over there.
At least it didn't freeze on me picking my nose or something.
Oh, look at that. You look like a freaking Down syndrome kid.
Ow.
I'm kidding.
That's hurtful, Gregory.
Anyway, but yeah, it's all about me right now. Hey kids, Public Image Limited has an album out called End of the World.
Show of hands, who cares?
I just shot myself listening to it. I tried. Johnny Rotten, I tried. But, you know, we couldn't get it done. And another band I totally forgot about, you know, like...
Can I help you, sir? Yes, what is this? Huh?
I'm not even going to do the whole thing. The Hives. You ever listen to the Hives?
No.
They didn't say, I told you so, all right. And they were hot for a minute. They have a new album out, The Death of Randy Fitzsimmons. It's a fully... I've listened to some of it. It's damn good. The only reason that I knew it is because for some reason they... while scrolling through my tickety-talk, somebody put... I guess they were doing a concert.
Okay.
And he was singing, and the whole band, they all dressed in like matching suits, and they're rocking out. And they got a good rock sound to it. He's like singing with the mic, and he whacked his head so freaking hard. Shit. Didn't miss a beat, though. Blood coming down his face. He's just like, all right, let's keep going. And like, did not miss a beat. I was like, respect, man. Respect.
Good for him.
Those are really the only two like full length. I wanted to give a shout out actually to some sibling rock, I like to call it.
Sib rock?
Sib rock. Yeah.
Okay.
We have some of our friends of the podcast.
Yes.
Friends in life that their kids are now making music. I talked about Joe from Split Decision. His daughter Grace put out that single, really, really good. We put that on the playlist. Old Pete Sullivan, our old buddy Pete, my pal from the POS days, his daughter Kaylee just put out her first single.
Wow.
Called Aftermath. Listen to it. It's real. I mean, I'm super impressed.
Yeah.
You know, it's wild.
I listened to it today because he posted it on Facebook.
It's wild to see your friends that are musicians now, their kids following in that path, and they're doing it all by themselves.
What's he going to do when he realizes she's better than him?
Well, you know, he's just going to have to
deal with it. Deal with that, Peter Sullivan.
Play with it. For our old song. But yeah, give it a listen. We put that on the playlist, Kaylee Sullivan. Also going back to the POS days, my dear friend, my old not roommate. We weren't roommates in college, but we did have an apartment together before us two lovebirds. Old Flash back from college.
I remember Flash, the other guy who used to carry all the equipment with me for POS.
Yes, and he used to. My favorite thing is whenever he used to smoke, he would tilt his head So like you would
John Bernthal style.
I remember we're gonna talk a little bit about my buddy Flash because he's a sweetheart and I love him. I haven't seen him in forever, but my two favorite memories of him is when he first started doing like roadie stuff for us and kind of like he was so like, oh my god, I can't believe we're doing it. Oh my god, we're playing with Overkill and Life Agony, all this shit. He'd get so psyched. We knew he was so jaded near the end because he used to get so like he quit his job just to go
on tour
with us in Boston to go play with Life. We're playing this gig. It's in I think it's Albany. It was like or just one of the shows that we did. You know, not to sound flippant, but it was like we were touring with these bands, and they were packing the place. It was like 2,000 people, and people are going nuts. And like, there's Flash, tilting his head, smoking a butt. He could give a fuck. Like in the end, he was just like, "Yeah, who we playing with? Typo Negative? Who's this? Propane?" You know, like, he could not care. I love that. His sister Sarah, who's a sweetheart, her son. Put out. He's been playing. We played some of his music in. There's a band called Red Letter Day.
Yeah,
they're down in Florida. Really talented kid. He started doing his own stuff. It's the Kyle Wampler experience. He put out a single called "Wife Is Calling." It's very interesting because he's a young kid. He's got a song called "Wife Is Calling." I don't know, but
it is Florida. He's probably talking about his sister.
Well, you know,
sorry,
it's fine.
I got a chuckle over there for that one.
I mean, the kid is really, really talented. You know, the music is really cool. I mean, the whole reason, if we want to get dark, you know, Flash was, you know, it's knowledge if you know him. He used to work in the Twin Towers, and he was in Tower 1, and he got out, you know, luckily. And every 9/11, I always message him and saying, thank God I never have to go to that memorial and scribble your name on there, that you made it out. You know, 'cause they always have those names. After 9/11, he was like, fuck this, I'm going to Florida. And he hasn't returned since.
Good for him.
He's doing great. His family's doing great. I mean, his mother and father, his sister.
Tell him to stay away from the sand.
They're sweethearts.
Because they got leprosy in the sand.
Yeah, no leprosy. All my limbs are falling off of me.
I'm not half the man I used to be. Oh, how'd I get
this leprosy?
Syphilis. It just started with a simple kiss. Now it even hurts to take a piss. Anyway.
John Valby.
I can't believe we talk about.
Can I help you, sir?
I thought they was dead.
He's still
alive and going. I think he just played the chance not too long ago, too.
They just take him out of the coffin like Nosferatu and just put him up on the thing and he's, he probably fucks up couple with you. You know, he's just like, he's still going. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it with the music there, kiddo. That's it, man. So rocking it out. We got siblings rocking. We got old people rocking. We got...
You don't want me to play your outro?
Nah.
There you go.
There you go.
Anywho,
we're playing it loose.
Let's wrap this bad boy up with talk of Saxon.
SOSS2, everybody. It's happening tomorrow. Rain or shine. It was supposed to be sunny and 80 degrees and overcast, which would be perfect. Now we're talking maybe 60% rain. So just to let everybody know, if it does, you know, we'll make arrangements. Don't worry about it. So don't, you know, get scared of the rain. We'll put out something either tonight or tomorrow with where we're going to be, whether it's inside, outside, under a tent, under a tarp, whatever. But we're not canceling. So get your butt down there to Purdy's. We got Cardboard. Oh, no, they're not playing. Dang it. Cosmic Error, Blue Alien Mystic, Spike Polite and Sewage. Who did I forget? Critically Ashamed. Us. We're playing. You know, WXAX. They're coming down. They're co-sponsoring it with us. Should be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. It should be a good time. And I also want to take this time to goof on all the bands that are playing at this show. I'm gonna. Now, how many times have I sent out? I send out like what monthly kind of updates on stuff about what's going on with Sack and Sin. I sent everybody the itinerary, the times, what's required backline wise. All right, guys. Every single band except for Cosmic Error, you guys are the shit. Every band contacted me either yesterday or the day before, going, "What time do I go on? Is there going to be backline?" One band said, is there going to be a PA? No, we're just going to fucking shout to the rooftops. There's going to be a PA, okay?
Jeez.
I love dealing with bands. They're so funny.
They're worse than kids, teachers.
It's just so funny. Where it's just like, here's the time.
What time does this whole shindig start?
The whole shindig will start at 4:00. I suggest you get there at 3.
33 Lake Purdy's, is that right?
Yep.
33 Lake Way, Purdy's, New York.
Yes, there's a great outdoor stage. We're hoping for nice weather. WXAX. Will we have Sackerson merch there? We'll have Hey Pal What's New merch there.
Yeah, only Hey Pal What's New merch. I don't have no Sackerson shit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think I have Sackerson shirts. I'm not sure. I'll have to check.
I have to get the sweatshop out again. No.
Well, Xander is home for this summer. Kate's been like, you got to get that kid, do something with that kid other than sit around playing video games all day.
Yeah.
All right, I'll put him to work in the sweatshop.
Yeah. No, we'll have stuff there. All the bands will have merch there. There's going to be a donate jar for people to donate for the band. Yeah, it's going to be a good time, man. So we hope to see you guys down there. It's going to be, 4, probably ends about 10. A ton of great bands that are playing, all different kinds of genres. We got punk, we got alternative rock, we got like funk soul kind of stuff. It's going to be great. It's going to be really cool.
Soul, brother, what about now?
Funk soul, brother, get out now.
Anyway, I digress.
I think we're just way out of it, though. But, yeah, kids. So we hope to see you tomorrow. We're going to set out the flag. Don't worry about the rain. Don't be a wimp. Bring your chairs. Bring your dogs. Bring your chickens. Bring your freaking, bazookas.
That's right.
Do whatever you want.
And just remember, at the Sack of Sin Showcase, too,
yes,
just like at Woodstock, we will not be stopped by rain and bad acid.